And here we are in front of Visitation Academy. And I have a special place in my heart for Visitation Academy, and that's because my daughters, all three of them, had gone to the school from 6th grade till graduation. Although my oldest daughter is going to be graduating this year. And I have nothing bad to say about Visitation. I got to tell you, it's a great scholar curriculum. And I mean, some of this stuff, I was looking at some of the school textbooks, and then I looked at my college textbook, and they were just, it's equal. And I'm just like, whoa, these people, they really, really, really get you ready for collegiate
stress preparation for college.
That's true.
Yeah, it's right on Ballas, just south of 6440.
Right.
Across from the hospital.
They have a great athletic, and I got to read this off because I mean, 5 times basketball state champs,
Whoa.
5 times soccer state champs,
Whoa.
5 times tennis state champs,
Whoa.
3 times golfing. Should I go on and on and on? I mean to tell you, there's the scholastics and their athletics, which is good, and you got to have both. And then we have an alumni, and that was Mary Engelbright. I think that's her name, and she's very popular. Do you know anything about her?
I don't know anything about her.
I didn't, but she is a author and designer, and she's a big deal. So
Wow.
a shout out for her.
Now we know.
And but
what's
this
the
is
team name? Visitation.
Let's go to a different subject at this time. I don't know. Sheesh. Visitation?
I mean, you sent 3 kids here and you don't even know their team name? That's sad. That's sad. Well, look it up and
The Flyers?
We'll figure it out.
Why not? Vivettes.
Vivettes.
Vivettes, of course. What is
Of
a
course.
Vivette?
Who couldn't have guessed it was the Vivettes?
And what is a Vivette?
Well, you tell me. You sent 3 kids here.
Well, I have to look it up, okay? And thank you for your guidance. Vivettes. All right, will do.
Visitation.
And then who
Vivettes.
else came in here? Well, there's a Katie Walsh, who was a politician. But let me say this, it's a great school. So if you have any youngsters growing up. Girls, yes, it's all girls. No, I have nothing but good things to say about the Vivettes and Visitation Academy. I got one more year, and then no more
And that's that.
Visitation. Then I have to write a check for another college, and then
college.
And I'm like, whoa, man.
Take what you're spending here and double it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. That is true. But
All right,
for everybody from Visitation, I got to tell you, and all your alumni, it's a great school, and I have no regrets, and I'm just happy to have served 18 years of my girls. But be that as it may.
Could have bought a small country for that tuition you spent.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's well worth it. I always remember the best investment you can make is in yourself, and the second best is, what is the second best?
A Porsche.
No, not a Porsche. No, in your children, of course.
Mercedes.
Come on, it's the children.
It's all about the children.
The second best investment is in your children.
Got to protect the children.
Well, not with a Porsche. You're going to just...
Well, I'll give them a ride.
All right. Well, if you can afford it.
They can inherit it. Once I'm in that cemetery in Kirkwood we saw.
Yeah. Jeez.
All right.
All right.
So it was fun. Here we are. Visitation. Yay. So let's move on.
All right.
Off
From
we
here,
go.
there, and everywhere. And all the Vivettes. Oh, my goodness, how I forgot that is.
Love your Vivette.
Yes. All right.
Hug your Vivette and love your Vivette.
Yes. Yes, indeed. All right. We had joy, we had fun, we can't say that, can we?
You seem to want to.
Sorry.
Maybe we'll pay Terry Jacks $100,000 so we can use this song.
That's right.
Yeah. All right.
All right, well, from here to there, everywhere, from Visitation Academy. God bless everybody here. Goodbye.
Hi, Mom. We're at your house.
Well, yes, welcome to my home. And I'm Janice Brown, the matriarch of Brown & Brown Law Firm. I want to show you some of my antiques today. I love antiques, but I live in a modern house, as you'll see. So this is Ellisville, Missouri, USA, Midwest USA. And it's a beautiful day out here today. The trees out here are lovely. This is called the City of the Trees. So we have that nicety out here.
Yeah, you live near Kiefer Creek, and I just found out Kiefer is the German word for oak. So
Oh,
now we know that why Kiefer Creek is called Kiefer Creek.
yeah. Well, they had a large farm out here that was divided up into subdivisions. Developers came in and built beautiful subdivisions out here. And at one time, Old State Road up there was the road that led to Jefferson City.
Oh, my goodness.
That's right. It's the old coach road.
Stagecoach Road,
Yeah.
yes it was. So at one time, if you think back, there was a lot of history out here.
I have the woods that back up to your house here. Does that present any issues with the deer and the different...
We have deer, we have squirrels, we have rabbits, and it's almost impossible to have a garden.
Yeah,
because
deer eat all the flowers.
Right, and for a flower garden and a vegetable garden, I had rabbits eat everything I had planted one year. So, yeah.
How do you know they were rabbits?
Well, I saw a couple of them. They scurried pretty quick.
But there was a fox back here in the backyard. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. And
yeah, we got a fox.
And it was you could tell it was starving. And the police officer came, or somebody called the police on a fox, and I was like,
I
don't
did.
know. Oh, you did?
Yes, I told them to come.
911?
Yeah, I didn't.
For a fox.
Well, I didn't want to bother with a fox. No, I had their number, and I called, and they came right away. And yes, we have a lot of wild stuff out here. It's, well, where can they go? You know, they were here first.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And
Well, it's kind of nice having the woods there, right? Because they can't develop the ground
Right.
behind you.
I own it back
That's
there.
right. Yeah,
How many
that's
years have you been here?
I've been here 18
Oh, goodness.
in this house, yes.
Any regrets?
Oh, not at all. I love this house, and I love this area.
Yeah.
It's just
Have
the neighbors
farmers
are
market right up the street. You can see it
right,
from
and the
here.
neighbors are also nice, and you just get well, you get the best of both worlds, I guess, the old and the new.
Yeah, about 40 minutes from downtown.
And we're not going to ask you about your age, Mother.
Hey,
Just to say that you're making progress.
hey,
North of 39.
Yes, that's it.
I'm 39, like Jack Benny. No,
39
Don't
again.
worry, Mom.
you don't want me to tell my
No.
age. Well, I'm up there.
But we still love you. And she is the patriarch of
Matriarch.
matriarch. Well, what's a
Yeah.
patriarch?
That's a
Father.
male, the man.
I'm a male.
Well, you're the you
Well,
and
wait
Ed
a
are the
second here.
patriarchs.
I'm a patriarch and you're a matriarch.
Yes.
Okay, very good. And then anything else to add right now, Mother, before we see a bunch of really old antiques?
Mom wants
I'm
to show off
riveted.
her house.
All right. Well,
And I might add, I inherited I think all of my antiques, from my parents, my grandparents, and my great-grandparents.
That's what makes them antiques.
Yes, and they all lived long lives. So, and then I was the only girl, so they came down to me.
That's right.
Well, are you ready to show off your antiques?
I'd be happy to.
All right,
All
we'll
right.
do.
All right,
Well,
here we go.
Ed Brown, are you ready?
Yep, let's go.
All right, we will be with you in a minute, but don't change the channel, please. We're gonna have some really neat antiques to look at.
Okay. Okay, hi again. I brought out some of my old objects and I'd like to show you. We'll start here with my mother's things. She gave my dad this jewelry box, I guess they were called in those days, with the pretty picture on top of it. It's very old. It was from about 1930. And inside, oh my, here's a Nixon and Eisenhower
Button.
button.
That's worth maybe a quarter.
My dad saved those, yes. And here are my mother's little purses from the 1920s. Little skinny one. I guess the ladies really wore these when they went out on the town. Pretty, huh? And here's a very old, a very heavy turtle that my grandmother had.
Your great-grandmother.
Well, yes, and she told my grandmother, never let that get away from you. It's very old. So I
Old
have
does
it.
not mean valuable, but you know, it's sentimental
It's
value.
the sentimental, yes. And then the men, of course, wore these around their shirt.
I don't know, Mother.
Well, it has my dad's initials, so JFS. So evidently, he used that. And then this, of course, would be a big no-no today. This is a cigarette holder that my mother gave my dad about 1930, late 20s. And look how skinny the cigarettes must have been to fit under there. Yeah.
Did all the men smoke back then?
They sure did. Even the doctors. My father-in-law was a doctor, and he smoked.
Goodness.
And eventually died of emphysema. So this cigarette holder would be a big no-no today for a gift.
And what about your book here, Mother?
Oh, I wanted to show that. Shirley Temple Book of Fairy Tales. And I was given that by my Aunt Ruby in 1941. Here's a picture of Shirley with an actor. And here's a dog that I colored back then. I went through the book and colored everything. But that's quite old. Books hold up, and I think they hold their value better than a lot of things. So,
What about this, Mother?
this was in my china cabinet, and it had belonged to my mother, and on my dad's side of the family, but my mother had it, and it's called a pickle dish. This is where they kept their pickles, and they'd put them on, and these are the prongs, so you'd go in there and get your pickle. So that's kind of a nice keepsake. This is a very old tray that has the Last Supper on it.
Very nice.
And
The clock, of course.
the clock is a Seth Thomas clock from the 1920s, and my mom inherited it from her Aunt Ida, Tanta Ida. And it still runs. It still has the key to it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's unusual. This is a book, I went to St. Louis University and I took German. This is one of my old German books that I kept. Helles and Dunkels.
And speaking of that, you got some St. Louis University, Golden Billikens. A
Yeah.
plug for the Billikens.
Yes, my 50th anniversary graduation, they gave these out.
Goodness.
And then they gave you these too. And you had your picture taken with Father Vianney. That was nice. He was president. Now, the boys have traveled a lot. And Ed brought me these from Russia. These are your dolls. What's the specific?
I have no idea, Mother.
Stackable dolls. I think there are about 7 of them. I won't take all of them out. But I've always kind of, as my husband would say, you're geedunk. But I'm more sentimental than he was.
And what is this? I mean, just
Okay,
carving?
this was hand carved in Mexico. We made a trip to Mexico one time, and I love their hand carving. And I also like the Philippines hand carvings. Did we have a couple of those?
No, not at this time.
But
Probably all at our house.
they use something called monkey wood,
Oh.
and you can watch them carve it. They just make beautiful, beautiful carvings. I wish you'd go get one, Dan. They're in here somewhere.
We have an old rocking chair. So
Here, I
if you
see.
want, I can go back here. And
He'll show you my great-grandmother's rocking chair.
this is from what year, Mother?
I would say 1890s.
All right. Yeah, it's still in good shape. It
Yeah,
really is.
you can see the pretty wood in that also.
I think that, Mom, we've seen enough, and I got to tell you, this is a memory lane, and I'm glad you showed this to our audience.
Yeah, the
And-
audience. And I was very happy to do it.
Yes.
Like Dan said, it's sentimentality.
Sure.
And all of us have that in one way or another for our things.
Well, Mom Brown, thank you very much. I'm going to give you a hug. Yeah! And we'll be right back
Okay.
with something else different. Is that okay, Mom Brown?
Different, yeah.
All right. Hi, Dan.
And Ed, here from Brown & Brown. We were born and raised in Spanish Lake, went to grade school at Twillman, high school at Hazelwood East, college at Mizzou, and law school at St. Louis U.
By now, I hope you also like our infomercials, where we explore St. Louis and beyond, featuring our wonderful mother.
So if you've been hurt in a car crash or hurt on the job, call us now.
In Missouri, dial all 3s, 333-3333. In Illinois, dial all 8s, 888-8888. And at Brown & Brown, if you can't come to us,
We'll come to you. St. John Vianney High School. Isn't it great? It's great to be a Griffin. What is a Griffin, you ask? A Griffin is half eagle, half lion. So all the great qualities of the eagle combined with the qualities of the lion together in one school. Who would have thought they could put those two together? But they did. And to prove that, we have some great Vianney Griffin grads,
that's true.
including Trent Green,
All right, Trent.
who was quarterback for the Rams.
And what happened to Trent?
He got hurt. And guess
Uh-oh.
who took over for Trent Green? A little guy named Kurt Warner, future Hall of Famer. And what did Kurt Warner do? Well, he won the Super Bowl.
Yes. And he was in finals of the
He went to
Super
2
Bowl.
Super Bowls,
Yes.
won one of them.
Yes.
And how did Kurt Warner end up in the NFL? Well, we all know that story. He was working at an Iowa Hy-Vee supermarket when he was called upon to be the third backup. First 2 were
Yes.
hurt, so Kurt Warner took over, and he did bang-up job.
Amazing.
So, amazing job. Yeah. Who else went here?
Mark Close from KC 95, but I don't know if he's still with KC or anything. So please don't call me up and say, "Hey, Mark Close is someplace else now."
Definitely in the St. Louis Disc Jockey Hall of Fame.
I agree. He should be, because he 25, 30 years. And always had that voice. I mean, to tell you, and it never
That's
was
right.
always perfectly vented and everything. And Good man too, from what I understand. And
Dan McLaughlin, voice of the Cardinals. Mark Lamping, who used to be the president of the Cardinals, he went here. And yeah, I think we had some cousins who went here.
oh yes, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And so it's good to be a Griffin. If you're a Griffin living in St. Louis, we congratulate you. You went to a good school.
I agree.
60th anniversary.
Oh yes, that's right. 60 years.
Yep.
That's
60
almost as
years.
old as you are. What? That's what I
Getting
heard.
there, yeah. We're getting there.
But it's a beautiful day out here, and let me say this is a nice campus. So if any of you have some little ones,
Yeah, and
Yeah,
you've got Buffalo Wild Wings right across the street. So
and
you get hungry, just go across, well, it's not Lindbergh here, it's Kirkwood Road. Never forget that Lindbergh turns into Kirkwood and turns back into Lindbergh. Very confusing for you non-St. Louisans.
How did you figure it out?
I've lived here my whole life.
But this is out of your domain. We're
Yeah,
in
I know,
Spanish
but you
Lake.
see
I mean,
Kirkwood Road, and I think, you got to think about it. Oh, yeah, they mean Lindbergh. So, crazy.
So when you go, if you have your what do they call it?
GPS?
GPS. All of a sudden it's going to say Lindbergh, then Kirkwood, then
Then
Lindbergh
back to
again?
Lindbergh, yes. Yeah, it's kind of like Big Bend. I never know where I'm at on Big Bend. It just curves. I guess that's why they call it Big Bend. Curves all over the place. Next thing you know, you're in Richmond Heights. Like, how did I get here?
But that's one thing about St. Louis. No matter where you're at, sooner or later, if you just drive in a straight line, you're going to find Del
Look for the
Mar
arch.
or the arch.
Look for
That's a
the
good one.
arch. Then you know that, yeah, then you're heading east or west, depending on if you're coming from Illinois or Missouri.
U City, sometimes I get confused then.
Yeah.
Del Mar is
Big
not
Bend's in
easy.
U City too,
But,
so there
you know,
you go.
And that's one of the things. Once I find Del Mar, I'm like, oh, I know where I'm at now. There are certain streets you can
Yeah.
do that, but other streets you're like, huh,
Streets that are straight. Gravois is another one that kind of cuts across, and you never really know where you're at on Gravois. It's confusing.
I would like to know the name of the genius who coined the street Big Bend. I mean, it's kind of, it's a Big Bend. Yes, we know that. I mean, but it's just it's too simplistic.
Yeah, you'd think they would have named it for some mayor or something.
Yeah,
by
Lindbergh,
now.
Charles
Yeah.
Lindbergh, or some
Some
celebrity.
local hero.
Yes.
Like most streets. You know, Tucker downtown used to be 12th Street, and we had a mayor named Tucker who was famous for getting rid of the smoke
That's true.
in St. Louis. He was the smoke commissioner, and from that he made it to being mayor. And the reason why we don't all breathe horrible coal smoke in downtown St. Louis is because of Mayor Tucker, so thank you.
Yes.
But that's another street that Tucker kind of just ends and becomes 12th Street again. Oh, well, when did that happen? Okay.
It is kind of weird because also in World War I, they started taking down the signs. You know
Yeah, there was a
about that.
Berlin.
Yes.
They renamed it Pershing for the general who took the American Expeditionary Force to France in 1918. So they renamed Berlin. They didn't like the Germans. You know, German was the second most common language
Yes.
in America until World War I.
That's true.
And
Because they all came on over here. And,
Yeah.
I mean, our relatives.
we had a huge German community.
Yes.
Probably more than a few went here to Vianney to get back on subject.
Sure.
So
All right, we'll do. We
Here
always
we are.
digress. Why is
Yeah,
that? All of a
we
sudden,
gotta get
it's,
back to
it's
the
like
point.
a road that just curves and curves and curves. But
if you're half lion, half eagle, this is the school for you.
that's it.
Be a griffin.
Yes. Agreed. And it's a beautiful campus. And what else can you ask for? So if any of you have little ones coming up, hey, give it a look because it's a beautiful, beautiful campus. All right?
I'll say.
All
Nice sports facility. Oh, and they won a national chess
That's
championship.
right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so to you Vianney chess grads, I just want to say this. Rook to e6.
That's all you have to know.
That's all you
and
need to know.
That's all you need to know. All right, on that stunning observation,
Yeah, that's right.
we are going to go, where are we going to go next?
Well, keep tuned. You'll
Keep
find
tuned.
out.
All right, we'll do. Riveting. All right.
Okay. We did it.
here we are in front of Kirkwood. What is it called?
Farmers Market.
Oh, all right, let's do it again.
Anything.
Hi, we're here at the Kirkwood.
Farmers Market.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, that could be, but anyway, it's beautiful flowers and everything else. So if you're ever down in Kirksville,
Kirkwood.
Scheisse.
Kirksville's 120 miles that way.
All right, but if you ever come on out this way, the Kirkwood. You know what? That happened once at Dominique's. I was at Dominique's. I'll give them a plug. Very good food. And Dominique's.
On the hill?
Yes.
Yeah, Dominique's.
Dominique's. What did I say?
Dominates or Dominique's.
Oh, whatever. Close enough, for goodness sakes. So from here, the gazebo, which probably did have some matrimonial issues here,
Who knows?
to any place else, and don't change the channel, please. All right, there we go.
All right, now it's lunchtime.
Yes, yes,
All right.
yes,
All right.
yes.
All right, there he goes again. Take a drink. Well, Webster University, big school, 10,000 students, right?
Yes, 10,000 students and 170. Uh-oh.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Don't change the channel. It's gonna stop soon.
9, 10. Don't ask for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee.
That is correct. Hi, here we are in Bluebird.
No.
Hi, here we are in front of Bluebird Park.
There's a trail back here too, you can walk on the trail. Takes you all around back in here. It's pretty hilly.
That's true.
You'll get a workout.
And no tiggers or
Nah.
chiggers and ticks. Oh my gosh. Ah! Yeah, my dad was a veteran, of course, and
Our dad.
Our dad. Well, that's right. All right, we'll do. Hello from, what is this place called? Parkway West. All right, again.
Try it again.
Hello from, one more time.
Miss camera.
Oh,
Lord.
who was an alumni from, I forgot his name now. McCallahan or whatever? McCallahan? Oh well.